Hey, it's Marisa, and I'm standing here in front of The Fly, which is basically that hill along the Mississippi River here in New Orleans. And I thought there was no better place to review Pat Flynn's book, Will It Fly? How to Test Your Next Business Idea so you don't waste your time and money than in front of The Fly. And that's going to play into this video in just a moment if you hang in there. But I've been reviewing these books primarily so I can read more books and fill myself with inspiration and sharing my 3 biggest takeaways from each book so you don't have to read hundreds of pages to get these takeaways, and then if you're inspired, you can choose to read the book for yourself. All right, so my top takeaway here from Pat Flynn is really his approach to ideation and niching, which is not necessarily going for the biggest, flashiest, blockbuster hit, viral idea in the world, and saying that your idea doesn't necessarily have to be big. It has to be big to someone, because your earnings are a measure of how well you serve someone, and oftentimes that someone can be a small percentage of the population. And Pat's basically built a business on targeting the small percentage of the population through 2 of his reoccurring revenue businesses. One of them was all about helping people study for and master the lead exam test in architecture. Super niche and super profitable. And the other one is helping food truck drivers understand how to build a thriving business based on food trucks. So both of these businesses were based on small audiences and small ideas, what I like to call big little ideas, that really helped a small segment of the population do something big. So remember, when it comes to your idea, so many people think, I've got to have this gigantic, world-changing idea that's going to be the end to global hunger in the world and global warming and all this stuff. But the truth is, your idea does not have to be that big. It can be paralyzing to try to think of something that big and that world-changing. It just has to be big to someone. And sometimes if you change the lives of just a handful of people, you can profit beautifully and have a massive impact. So remember, your idea does not have to be earth-shattering, world-changing, giant, big, blockbuster, viral. It just has to be big to some small group of people. And when you think of it like that, anything can turn into a business. And Pat has a model for really testing the market, doing the market research, and tapping into the needs and desires and problems that people have, and then laser focusing a business around those specific needs. Which leads me to the second big takeaway that I got from Pat. So Pat is so big on market research, scouring the internet for anecdotes and really looking at the places that are already serving your audience and getting to know your audience, getting to know your marketing so well. And I've got to admit that I've been kind of scant on market research when launching my product because I'm an artist. So I go after intuition, I've got these big ideas, I follow my creative muse, and usually I follow them towards success. But if you really want closer to a guarantee, and there's no such thing as a guarantee, but if you want to get closer to a guarantee of success, then Pat's more of the engineer type. And it's good to follow that model because it's based on meticulous market research. Now, this isn't always the sexiest way to start a business, but it is a way going in with your eyes wide open and understanding the market, understanding who else is serving the market, and understanding the people themselves in the market that you want to serve. And I always talk about the economics approach to building a business based on the Japanese ikigai. And as an artist, I'm all about following what I love, following my passion. And Pat, as an engineer, is based on really looking for what's going to make you money, the proven model. So whether you're an artist like me or whether you're an engineer, I always like to say it's good to follow someone who both is like you and someone who's very different from you. So you can get these different approaches to building a business and make sure you follow your passion and your love, but also make sure you bring it down to what's going to make you money. What's going to come naturally and easily, what's not going to be a struggle, and what's going to make the world a better place too. And when you have all of these different viewpoints as you consider when you're launching your business idea, you're much more likely to make smart, strategic choices and not just follow a whim, because you can follow a whim right into a dead-end rabbit hole, and I can tell you from experience that that's no fun. All right? So if you want something that's really that engineer approach to methodically researching the market and helping you pave the way to that success, then he's got the step-by-step plan to get you there. So I highly recommend reading it if you're looking for something like that. Now it's time for my third takeaway. You ready for it? Takeaway number 3. Okay. Now Pat answers the question, how can I know with 100% certainty whether my idea will be successful? And he gives the very realistic and very grounded answer that I don't hear often enough, which is you can't know for certainty. There are a lot of factors: timing, the way you build it, your execution. And every great idea requires great execution in order to succeed. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but it's the way that you implement that idea that either brings you a success or not. And the true secret to your success is you. It's being willing to do the work. And if you want it enough, if you've got the desire and you're willing to do the work, then you can have any kind of success, any kind of business, any kind of lifestyle you want. But it comes down to being willing to do the work. And I've had so many people tell me, Marisa, I wish I had your business. And I say, well, that's great, but are you willing to do what I do every single day to make your business a success? And that's where courage comes in. And I've got this little voodoo doll here, this New Orleans voodoo doll for courage here. And this voodoo doll is going to give you a little bit of courage. So if you're watching this now, it's sending you lots of courage, gree-gree, all right? Courage, superpowers coming your way. So really, success comes down to having a great idea, great execution, being willing to go for it, and do the hard work with a little dose of courage. So if you've got an idea that you've been dreaming of, and by the way, this book is for you if you've got an idea. It doesn't help you come up with the idea in the first place, but the market research you do can help ideate and bring new ideas towards you. But it helps you analyze the ideas that you already have in the markets that you might be choosing to go into, so you can go in with eyes wide open and be much more likely to make a better choice. Now, I reached out to Pat and asked if he'd send me a signed copy of his book to give away to one lucky member with a great idea in my tribe for whoever leaves the best comment in the chat. So if you want a copy of Will It Fly, signed by Pat Flynn, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and whoever leaves the juiciest, most heartfelt, most inspiring comment, I'm going to send you a copy of this book, signed, ready for you to choose that great idea of yours to bring into the world so you don't waste time and money, because time and money are some things that you can't always get back. And good luck with your ideas, and really look at Will It Fly. And before I end, I want to show you one more thing, an exercise that I learned from Pat's book, but you got to read the book to understand the exercise. So the question is, will it fly? Go out there and live your message.